Hi everyone, welcome to the channel again, hopefully, or maybe it's your first time here. Either way, welcome. I'm going to do a reading today for the new moon in Leo, which is on Wednesday the 16th of August. In UK time, British summer time, that's 10:38 a.m. Well, we're still in Leo season at the minute. Sun is still in Leo, and we've also got Venus retrograde in Leo until the 4th, I believe, 4th of September. So there's a lot of Leo energy around at the minute, isn't there? I personally today have felt a bit impatient, and yeah, I've spent like a good couple of hours trying to set up just to do this reading. I decided to try something new in terms of the camera. It hasn't worked, so I've just been setting up all over the place. The lighting's gone low now. I usually record the readings in the morning or early afternoon. So having problems with the lighting, everything, and it's just like a lot of preparation. So I don't know if anybody else is in any sort of energy of where there's a lot of effort into preparing for something and trying different things and trying to make something work, trying to bring it together, but being very particular about how things are done to bring it together. Either way, if you want to leave a comment to say what's happening with you, that's fine. But let's get into this reading and see what the energies are for the new moon. I think I want to focus on because new moons are about setting intention. So maybe, I mean, we'll do a collective read in general and see if there's anything that stands out about things that we either need to or might want to set new intentions for. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone, but let's have a look and see what we get. So the deck I have in front of me is Beautiful Creatures. So this is one of the decks that I don't use very often. Beautiful artwork. I'm not sure why I don't use it very often, to be honest, but let's see what comes out here. So something that played on my mind today when I was thinking, well, I've planned to do the reading anyway because I love doing readings for moon phases, the new moon and full moon in particular. And I've been trying to shorten my readings because I know they are quite long, but I kept on thinking, go deep, go deep. So we'll see what happens if we go deep. So let's do the main focus or main focal point for this new moon in Leo. What do we need to pay attention to? Let's see what comes out. And this is a very slippery deck. We have the Hierophant. And we have the Two of Swords. So these cards, they do kind of fit in with standard tarot meanings, but they kind of give their own little spin on it as well. So let's look at collective energy. So your energy, collective energy, coming into this period of time. These are very, very slippery cards. So sometimes I like lose half the deck when I'm trying to shuffle them. We have, okay, Queen of Wands, Determination, and 15, the Habit, which is, I think it's the Devil. 15 is the Devil. Yes, I should remember that off by heart. But yeah, I believe that's the Devil there. And any external energies that are impacting us and our plans and our intentions. I mean, obviously, because I talked about doing things differently in terms of the way I'm setting up. I was setting up the reading today. I'm in a different room as well. But when I was looking at those cards, as I was just shuffling, I kept on hearing do it differently. The Habit and the Queen of Wands, I kept on hearing do it differently or doing it differently. And I can see that's gone blurred. So this came out as an external energy, Four of Cups. Okay, that's gone back to normal. That's good. Let's do past energy around this, whatever the issue is. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Current energies. I love the way that just flew out. We have the Empress, Three of Wands. Let's do any potential future energies. Okay, do I want it in reverse? I think I may. Yeah, Two of Wands. Oh, I can see a nasty glare on that. That is going to bother me, but I'll have to just move the cards to how I want them. And finally, any advice? Yeah, this is why I spent so long, because I knew that filming at night, having to have artificial light on, would impact the cards and how the cards look. So that's why I normally record in the day, because it's less of a problem in the day. So any advice here? Oh, we have this card. I love this card. It's one of the cards that's unique to this deck. It's not an actual standard tarot card. It's one that they've added in. There's 2 additional cards, and this is one of them. You are the one, authenticity. On the bottom of the deck, what do we have? We have detachment. I don't know if that's relevant yet, but we'll find out. So let me shift these down and see if I can get rid of this glare, because it's going to drive me absolutely mad if I have to look at a glare. And I don't know, I may not be able to fix this the way I want to. Yeah, I might just have to live with it, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to live with that glare. Okay. See, this is why sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because I've tried to do something different and it's completely messed up my system. Although, as I say, because I'm filming it later on in the day, there's not a fat lot I can do about the glare, really. Let's get some oracle cards. So I'm going to use, this is by the same, is it the same artist? I haven't got the book for the beautiful creatures with me, but I'm pretty sure it's the same artist and author, or at least the same artist, if nothing else. The fairy tale oracle, which is that one. This is one that I don't use very much as well, because the meanings are very deep. But then remember I was saying I kept on hearing go deep, so why not? Let's have a look. So hopefully only one of these will come out, because if more than one comes out, it's going to take forever to read. Let's see. So for the new moon energy, what do we need to know here? Oh, something wanted to come out, but let's try again. It's like they want to come out, but they're not quite making it. Okay, we've got one tangled up in the mic wire. Dedication. Okay. Could be to do with being dedicated to getting it right. Like I was trying to set this reading up. So shall we get another one? We will get a Angels and Ancestors Oracle card. If I can actually pick them up. Okay, let's see what we get. I am really not happy with that glare that I can see. It's doing my head in, to be frank. Okay. We have be brave and honest. Okay. Right, so let's look at, so this was the central energy here for the new moon. So we've got the Hierophant and the Two of Swords. In this deck, it means morals, which, yeah, the Hierophant can be about morals. It can be about learning as well, teaching, spiritual beliefs, spiritual values. The word values is, I mean, morals, values go hand in hand in a way, don't they? So I think values, there is something here potentially about values. And it's given a pretty straightforward definition of confusion here. So there may be something that needs to be worked out about values, I feel. Yeah, because we've got be brave, which I haven't even said that in a way that it can be seen clearly. Be brave and honest. And in terms of your values, you would need to be brave and honest, wouldn't you? Okay. Let me have a look at the meanings in the books before I continue. So let's look at the Angels and Ancestors Oracle card first of all. I mean, I pretty much know what this means because I've had it. I use this deck. Well, I haven't used it in quite a while actually, but I normally use it quite often. Okay. Be brave and honest. Do the right thing even if it isn't the easiest option. Stand for what you know to be right and true, and that goes hand in hand with morals and values. The knight is a knight in shining armor dedicated to the crown that his sword defends. In this sense, he is a protector of the Holy Grail, and therefore of your spiritual growth and expansion. He represents the warrior in you, whether you are male or female. That energy is within you. His sword and armor show he is courageous and strong, but if you look closely, you will see he has a tear running down his face, showing his willingness to be vulnerable and his love for what he protects. The extended message says the energy of respect is important right now. You are being encouraged to figure out what is important to you, values again, and what you stand for. If you are in a space where there's opposition, you are being guided to follow through with integrity, because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant. You are being surrounded by a light of bravery to help you. This card also brings justice. If you are longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back into order, and that you don't need to force anything through with your will. If you have made any mistakes recently, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you are feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. That's a good message. And another message, not from the cards, just through going about my day to day. I think it was last night I kept on hearing, or it could have been this morning actually, I kept on thinking or hearing truth, 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 truth. So there might be something there in terms of your values and your truth that you feel that you really need to protect, or something that you need to go ahead with in terms of your truth and values. So let's look at the fairy tale oracle card, the Wild Swan's dedication. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the whole story because some of them are about 2 pages long, but there are usually some sort of key points involved. Oh, this one's a long one. Okay. This is similar to that one about the knight. It's given a bit of a story at the beginning about people coming to see a witch burned at the stake. Yeah, and it's about her dedication to her beliefs, which is, yeah, the same as what the knight is about, a dedication to be, well, yeah, being courageous and standing up for your beliefs. I'm picking out the key points here. It's talking about sacrifice as well, so this may refer to what you need to sacrifice in order to stand by your truth and your values. Yeah. Yeah, dedication. It's pretty there is a long story with it, but it is self-explanatory. So the list of meanings it gives, the short version, is tenacity and dedication, work, magic. Dedication, work, magic. I'm not sure exactly how they mean that, but tenacity and dedication we get. Working through pain to create results, that's sacrifice. Single-minded passion, misunderstood dedication. Silently working without explanation for a time, and working without the approval of others. So it does go really well with that knight card of being brave and honest. And as I said again, the Hierophant with the morals, to me that's values, same thing, standing up for something. But let's clarify that Hierophant and Two of Swords together. I don't know what else we'll get from that, but yeah. Let's just see if I shift these over a little bit, if that helps. Oh, that does help with the glare because it's really driving me nuts. Hopefully I haven't mixed anything up. I think that was how it was, wasn't it? It's not perfect, but it's a little bit better. This is a really displeasing aesthetic, but it's gonna have to do. Hopefully the message overrides the setup today, because yeah, I'm not used to looking at it like this anyway. Right, so the Two of Swords and the Hierophant, what do we get to clarify those? Five of Pentacles in reverse. Death, and King of Swords. And you know, it's funny, even though the setup is ridiculous today, the messages seem to be coming out really easily compared to some of the readings that I do. It's like the messiness, through the messiness is clarity. So I don't know if that's relevant, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. I would say, and I don't know if this is, it doesn't really matter whether it's your energy or an external energy, but there's something here about you may have left yourself out in the cold in the past in terms of your values and beliefs, where you put those aside for other people. But there's clearly been a transformation here, or there needs to be a transformation where you stand very strongly in your truth. I almost feel like that King of Swords was at some point, I mean, look at them, could have been that knight. That's what he overcame to become the King of Swords. And I know that a knight technically couldn't really become a, well, could they? I don't know. I'm not a historian. Couldn't become a king probably, but they actually look alike when you look at it. But he's got his sword of truth as well, like the King of Swords. And I feel like it's almost like that's what someone would have overcome or needs to overcome to become that King of Swords, standing strong in their truth. That was simple. That makes a change. Because the confusion card is there and it's upright, it probably means that this is something that needs to be overcome. So that's why we are with that. Let's look at the collective energy. So as I said, we've got 15, which I believe is the devil, and I'm pretty sure I'm right because I know the devil comes before the tower, and I know the tower is 16 because it comes up so much for me when I'm doing readings. So it's classed as dependency here, which it's the devil in general is where you're held back, fears, restrictions, that sort of thing, and determination. So I would say this fits with the other cards in terms of being determined, and determination, dedication go hand in hand, don't they, as well? Being determined to overcome the restrictions, or I mean, what the dependency could be, what, and keeping the status quo, or status quo, however you want to say it, fitting in. That could be a dependency. People pleasing could be a dependency. But let's see what comes out for that. So we're clarifying the habit and the Queen of Wands. We have the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Chariot. You could be healing right now. In a way where you're overcoming dependency, bad habits, things that have held you back, things where you haven't been yourself and been able to stand in your truth. You've got the High Priestess there now, so that shows that you are probably trusting your intuition more. And I see that Four of Wands sometimes as like meditation, contemplation. So I mean, healing, contemplation, whatever it is, it looks like your intuition is being trusted a lot more, and you're allowing that to lead you. So your heart and your mind are more aligned, because I keep saying that to me, the Chariot nowadays has a lot to do with alignment, whether it's alignment mentally and emotionally, or spiritually, physically, whatever way it is. However things are becoming aligned, you're allowing that to lead you and guide you forward. Okay, as I say, the messages are coming out quite easily today. So we've got Four of Cups here as an external energy. I don't know if it's a person or it's just a feeling, or what's need to be, something that needs to be overcome. If we're setting new moon intentions, then it could be overcoming this anyway. You know, I don't even know what that word means specifically. I think I've looked up the definition a few times, and I can't remember for the life of me what it means. I mean, there is obviously some sort of dissatisfaction or apathy or something there, with it being the Four of Cups. And I haven't got the book with me at the minute either, so that doesn't help. It's in another room, and I don't have to get up and go and get it from another room, although I probably shouldn't I really? But let's clarify and see if that can make it clear. I nearly lost half the deck then. So this is an external energy, and it may just be, it's probably more the energy itself than a person. But let's have a look and see. That's quite a few, but let's have a look. We've got the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and Justice. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I mean, I am looking at it more from the angle of this being your energy, your intentions. And if that's the case, then you are coming out of that Four of Cups energy, or wanting to at the very least, to bring things together. For me, Three of Pentacles, it can be contracts, it can be bringing mind, body, heart, soul together, just making things work the way you want them to work, working together, whether it be with spirit or the people, to get your happiness. And you've got Justice there, so that all, it's just making things work the way you want them to work in a way that's fair for you. So that could be the energy itself. The external energy could just be the energy itself, or where others have caused that, have how do you put it, where others have made you feel that Four of Cups energy. I mean, there is the possibility, with it being Leo season, because Leo is a lot about, it is very much about sharing your heart, isn't it? It's from, everything's from the heart with Leo. And then obviously you've still got Venus in retrograde as well, so there could be potentially be a relationship element to it. You'll know how it applies to your life. I mean, if you're completely single, there's no one, nothing, then this is all about you. If you have a partner, or you're dating, or whatever your situation is, you'll know the relevance of it. So it could potentially represent someone who wants this with you as well. That is one other possibility. As I say, I'm focusing on it more as your intentions, but there is the possibility it could be someone else. Okay. Let's look at that King of Pentacles card in reverse. Yeah, let's look at the King of Pentacles in reverse. That's completely distracted me now, because I know I don't do that many love readings, because I prefer to focus more on us as individuals and our journey, which is another word that gets overused, but it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, sometimes relationship does come up, and I think I do try to push it back and deny it, because I don't want to go too far down the love readings route, because I feel like too much tarot with love readings, it just gets a bit much sometimes, doesn't it? And then it goes past being helpful to just becoming a distraction in itself, as opposed to being helpful. But yeah, maybe there is something where I need to get the love readings out of my system. I don't know. We'll think about that one. But let's look at that King of Pentacles in reverse anyway. Keep nearly losing half the deck again. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse for the past energies. So we have the Magician. That feels like disempowerment already with just the Magician there. Because the King of Pentacles is in reverse. So I know this card gives the definition of loyalty, and I would say that would be, well, taking it as you as an individual, that would be loyalty to yourself. You've got... Excuse me, that was a phone call coming through. I forgot to put my phone on silent, so I apologize for that. I don't think I'll be able to put it on silent now. As I was saying, disempowerment. I'm just trying to put my phone on silent while I'm at it, because I'm sure the person, I will phone them back, but they'll probably try to call again. Sorry, just bear with me. Yeah, disempowerment, because you've got the loyalty definition there, which I feel like is more to do with loyalty towards yourself, your beliefs, your values, what you're trying to build. In reverse, it's not being able to achieve that, isn't it, really? Or one of the meanings could be not being able to achieve that. And then you've got the Magician there. which the Magician is confident and empowered. So for me, with the King of Pentacles being in reverse, that's what would be lacking, is that sense of confidence and power. And it's like you've got all the tools, but you're not using them. And if you have been people pleasing or whatever it is that's held you back, where that dependency card was, then you wouldn't be in the King of Pentacles energy. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. You haven't been loyal to your truth, I think is what it's trying to say. You haven't been using your gifts, your resources to be true to yourself. But the desire might have been there. Desire might have been there, but you may have felt disempowered for some reason. Okay, so we're going to look at the current energy now. So we have the Empress here, which their definition is creativity. When creativity isn't just like artistic creativity, it's literally creating something, giving birth to something new. Three of Wands, patience. So as a current energy, whatever you're trying to create, you may have set intentions already or got the ball rolling, and being patient. And the Four of Swords, to me, which is here, is a kind of a card of patience as well, because you can be carefully contemplating things rather than just jumping in head first, guns blazing, however you want to put it. So let's clarify the Empress and the Three of Wands. Six of Swords in reverse. Do we want to keep that in reverse? Yeah. The Eight of Cups. And let's get one more for that. Three of Swords. Let's have a look before I decide if I want to get another card to clarify. Why did that Three of Swords fall on You Are the One authenticity? Strange. I feel like with that Six of Swords, it's trying something again or going back to something again. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a strong feeling that the Six of Swords is going back. Not back in a bad way, as in like doing something, like it clearly is something where there was probably pain involved before, or something didn't work, there was disappointment before, but it's like going back and trying something again. Maybe trying to do it differently, like that energy I was talking about at the beginning, I think I was saying something about doing things differently. There may have been something missing before, and that's why it didn't work out and there was disappointment, but you may have learned something, or you figured something out where you're able to try again and do it differently, going back to do it differently. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling from that. And I'm focused on the Ace of Wands there and the Empress, because creativity sometimes is creative solutions, isn't it? And the Ace of Wands can be a spark of inspiration. Okay, feel free to let me know if this resonates or how it resonates. So that's the current energy there. It looks to me like you might be going back to the drawing board with something and trying something again. And it may just be to do with values, morals, that sort of thing as well, that you maybe in the past you've tried to stand up for the things that you believe in, your values. And sometimes it's tough, isn't it? Just because we have that spark in us where we're like, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and I'm putting myself out there in the world. It doesn't mean that you're automatically just going to go out there 100% confident and you're going to be fine forever. Sometimes it's like... it goes through cycles, doesn't it, where you get knocked back in trying to be you, in trying to be authentic, and things knock your confidence, and then sometimes you do go back into a Four of Cups energy of just feeling disappointed, but then you pick yourself back up, you try it again, and you get stronger each time you get knocked down. Okay, let's look at the potential future energy here, the Two of Wands, which is in reverse. Decisions, it's in reverse. Let's clarify that. Why is it in reverse? We have Temperance in reverse. Okay. Page of Pentacles upright. I'm getting learning from that. The Hanged Man, which to me is often to do with it's change of beliefs, change in perspective. And 9 of Cups. Okay. There might be reluctance coming up in the future. There might be reluctance to make a decision or choose a path. Which could explain Temperance in reverse, potentially. Or because you've got the Patience card here, Temperance can be associated with patience as well. There might be a lack of patience, and I'm just trying to figure out how that works with the Two of Wands. There could be a lack of patience, which means that wise decisions aren't made. But if there is any resistance to making a decision as well, that would cause disharmony, because Temperance for me can be harmony as well. You've got the Page of Pentacles, which I said could be about learning something. And I'd say with the Hanged Man, that is definitely about learning something where your perspective changes. I mean, I always think that we should try our best not to be afraid of making decisions that turn out to be wrong, in quotation marks, because even if things feel wrong, sometimes, well, it should in theory help you to make the right decision in the future, shouldn't it? Or when you get another opportunity, it should help you to learn. You should learn from things rather than just, oh my God, that's the worst. It's not like, it's literally not the end of the world. Unless you press the button for a bloody atomic bomb or nuclear bomb, it's not the end of the world, is it? So we shouldn't really be afraid of making mistakes. We are strong enough to, not think in any extremes here, but in day-to-day life, we are strong enough to deal with messing things up, aren't we, really? Whatever this change of perspective is, it would lead to satisfaction. That's a really strange one, that is. And that's future energy coming up there. That is a very strange one. I'm not sure about that. I'm still not certain how to take that. I've given meanings, but I'm not 100% certain about it. The only thing I can say for sure here is this part is about a change of perspective and learning something. In terms of the Two of Wands being in reverse, I mean, as I say, it could be through resistance to making a decision that you need to learn something first, or maybe you need to gain or feel like you've gained harmony first before you can make a decision and move forward. I suppose that makes more sense, doesn't it? Let's clarify the advice. You are the one, authenticity. And authenticity, it's the key word, isn't it? I mean, we've had dedication, we've had morals, values, be brave and honest. I think this whole new moon intentions thing, a lot of it for a lot of people will probably be towards your truth, being dedicated to your truth, standing up for your truth, being authentic, standing up for your values, in whatever way it comes across for you, or however you want to express that. But let's clarify, you are the one. Seven of Pentacles. That might be how well, it's advice, isn't it? So it's telling you to be authentic, I would say. And Seven of Pentacles would be assessing how... The sevens are generally about assessing, but it would be how you are authentic in the world, in the real world. Because I say a lot that as much as spiritual stuff is great and it helps us on our path, we have to bring things back down to earth. We have to live in the physical world. So whatever our spiritual beliefs are, we still have to kind of use them in reality as well, don't we, to move things along. So you might be assessing how your authentic self fits into the real world, or how you can fit it into your reality as well. And again, I apologize for that glare, which is yeah, a bit frustrating, or a lot frustrating, but doing the best I can in this nighttime lack of lighting. Okay, we've got the Ten of Swords. Yeah, Three of Cups, the Moon. Okay, so usually the Three of Cups for me, is often about support, friendship. It can be celebration to you, but I often feel like it's support and friendship. I would say this here with the Ten of Swords and the Moon either side of it is more to do with it's again authenticity, being yourself. It feels like people pleasing. That's something that has to stop. The people pleasing has to stop. You have to stop hiding your real self, who you are, and be yourself around people as much as you can. And I know, so it's easier said than done sometimes, isn't that, oh yeah, we just have to be ourselves and say whatever we feel and think, and it's not always that simple, is it? There are people who you're just not safe. You don't feel safe expressing everything about yourself. I mean, I personally, there are religious people in my family that I wouldn't feel safe telling them that I do tarot readings. I mean, they'll probably find out in their own time anyway, but I don't feel safe going into a deep conversation, not just family members, but other people I know that are really religious, and I've heard some of their opinions on certain things, and that's their business, you know what I mean? I may not agree with it, but yeah, I wouldn't feel safe telling them what I'm doing. If it comes up, it comes up, and yep, I'll stand up for it. Maybe this is a message to me as well, that it's not to say that I have to go to these people and just say, oh, hello, by the way, I'm a tarot reader or whatever. But don't be afraid to stand up for it. Say if it came up in conversation, not to do with me specifically, but say they were criticizing tarot readers, to stand up for it and say, actually, what do you know about it? And then, you know, say what I'm doing and share my knowledge, not to convert them to it, but just to stand up for it. So yeah, I will get some more oracle cards, but this is a pretty straightforward reading, to be honest. I was not expecting that. Maybe the change of room had an impact on things. Let's get Power of Love oracle card. As I say, this is all about authenticity, standing in your truth, values, dedication to what you believe in, what you want to build, what you want to create. I'm just looking at that current energy and the future energy that came up. Again, just a recap on that. I mean, based on the advice, I don't think there's much more I can add to it. As I say, it does look like you're trying something again in the present energy. You're going back to something, and it may not even be, because it's swords, isn't it? It may not even be physically going back to something. It might be revisiting ideas. Yeah, it might be revisiting ideas, actually, with it being Six of Swords, or because Six of Swords is often about peace. What brings you peace? It looks like something is missing or was missing in the past where you're lacking peace, and you might be revisiting it. I mean, again, we're in Venus retrograde. We're going to be in Mercury, Mercury retrograde soon in Virgo. And I wish I had my book with me, because I know that some of the cards, well, most of the cards are associated with astrology as well. And I can't remember what the Six of Swords is associated with in terms of astrology, because that might be relevant. It will either be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini that it's associated with, and a planet as well. It'll be a planet and a sign, but I can't think which one. And I'm tempted to go and look and possibly put it in the comment section or something. But yeah, let's get another oracle card of guidance from the Power of Love deck. So we have empathy. Shall we get one more? Yeah. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. I would say have empathy for yourself greatly, but in terms of in terms of other people, I always say try to get where other people are coming from as well. Even if it's not about them deserving, and who decides who deserves empathy or not, I don't know. But even if it's not about them deserving your empathy, it's so that you can have your peace by understanding where they're coming from. Let's get one more. To be honest though, the more empathy you have for yourself, the more you tend to have for other people anyway. So even if they're acting like a complete arsehole, you do tend to have some degree of empathy. Not this sort of dismissing their shitty behaviour, but it just makes, I don't know, it makes life easier sometimes. Ownership as well. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. And that's kind of what I was getting at with empathy as well, because we ourselves can be arseholes too. If you can sympathise and empathise with yourself when you're being an arsehole, then it kind of makes it easier to sympathise and empathise with other people when they're being arseholes. With that ownership as well, I guess that is to do with owning your truth too. And it's making me think back to that Six of Swords as well, revisiting ideas. And that's where your beliefs change too, isn't it? So you're learning from it, because I did say there was something about learning here with that Page of Pentacles. Let's get a Moonology, a couple of Moonology cards as well. That did not come out quite right. Let's try that again. We have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Is there another one? No, we'll get one more. Well, with the Hanged Man there, I would expect powerful change, but it's probably going to be more internal. As in like an epiphany or epiphanies. That flew out quite well. Believe in the impossible blue moon. Get one more? Yeah, we'll get one more. And we have don't let pride get in your way. I would say that pride card is where you may, it's getting out of that habit of holding back because you feel like you're going to be judged, which we are going to be judged. Let's be realistic. We judge, we get judged. It's just how much you do it, or to the level that you do it at. Where you might still feel like you can't fully express yourself or be yourself because you're afraid of the knockbacks from people, of the criticism from people. I mean, I'm still trying to get past a lot of, I think it's subconscious a lot of the time, and then it's after the event I'm like, oh crap, why did I keep my mouth shut on that particular subject when somebody said something that I actually, in my heart, I know it's really offensive, but I either didn't say anything or I did, but not full force, where I really would have liked to rip them a new arsehole, but I was quite subdued about it. Yeah, being too proud to, you just don't want to get hurt. You don't want to be criticized. You'd rather be liked, I suppose. Sometimes where you'd rather be liked. I know not everybody, that's not the same for everybody. It might be different for you, but it can be where you'd rather be viewed highly than to be criticized, than to be disliked. But that's it. That's all of the messages. As I say, it was a pretty straightforward read, and I'm surprised. Again, feel free to share your comments on how this relates to you. This new moon energy carries on pretty much until the full moon, doesn't it? Because this is where we set the intentions, and then it usually comes through to, if we're successful, it comes into fruition during the full moon. So it looks like we're going to be setting a lot of intentions to do with being authentic, being true to ourselves, standing in our truths, our values, or figuring out what they are, revisiting what they are. Yeah, that's what it looks like is happening. But again, if you want to share what's going on with you, that's fine. Thank you for watching, and take care.